Hello friends, if you're new, welcome to my channel. How about going down, pressing the subscribe button and hitting that bell so you don't miss when I come out with new content. For my fans and subscribers, welcome back. Thank you for the patronage. Today is going to be the New World Translation, Ephesians 4. Not much else to say? Let's get on with the video. As with all videos of this sort, a short disclaimer in the name of total transparency. I am not a Greek scholar. However, I am getting my information from a Greek scholar. And not only is he a scholar, but he has a translation of the Greek scriptures into English. At Ephesians 4:4, both the NWT and NKJV break a long sentence that begins in verse 1 and ends in verse 6 by making this verse a full sentence. However, there are significant differences in how they achieve this. Both add "there is" to make a full sentence. However, the NKJV italicizes these words to show that they were added, whereas the NWT gives no indication. So, the NWT puts these words in the middle of the sentence, making it awkward, whereas the NKJV inserts it at the beginning. The kit renders the second phrase "as also," whereas the alt renders it "just as also." The Greek phrase is purposely redundant, emphasizing that what follows the phrase is being compared to what precedes it. Neither the NKJV nor NWT indicate this redundancy. At the end of the verse, both the NKJV and alt render the phrase "in one hope of your calling," which is the more literal translation. However, the NWT chooses to render this phrase "the one hope to which you were called." The NWT moved the article from in front of "calling," to which it belongs, to "one," and adds the words "to which" and "were," again without indicating that it is done so. It also changed "calling," a noun, to the verb "called." Ask yourself why. In these verses, the NWT has, according to how the Christ measured out the free gift, instead of the NKJV's, but to each one of us, grace was given according to the measure of Christ's gift. First, the NWT adds "how" without brackets, changed the noun "measure" to a verb "measured out," and changes Christ from being a noun at the end of the verse to a noun acting as the subject for the verb. Rather than saying Jesus gave gifts to men, as the NKJV does, the NWT says gave gifts in men, even though "to" is the most common way of rendering the word in this way. But what does giving gifts in men even mean? Think about it. This phrase could mean that Jesus gives ministerial gifts in the people that he chooses, but you have to go 2 verses down for that clarification, and even then, it isn't very clear. In verse 9, both the NKJV and alt translate the opening article as this, which is perfectly acceptable. What is not legitimate is for the NWT to add the word expression without indicating it has been added. The NWT also adds words to the end of the verse which are very significant. The NWT changed the phrase in the NKJV, "What does it mean but that he also descended into the lower parts of the earth?" The words "that is" are added but not bracketed. In addition, while the other three versions have "of the earth" as a prepositional phrase, the NWT makes "the earth" into a direct object. This changes the possible interpretation of the verse so that the lower parts are equated with the earth, meaning these words are interchangeable. However, lower parts of the earth can indicate that these parts are in the earth but not equal to it. Both these interpretations are in fact possible from the Greek. So why does the NWT add words to make the only interpretation as the earth itself? Unfortunately, this is another example of Watchtower changing its holy book to fit its theology. Let's take a look at Watchtower theology on this point. Watchtower teaches that we have no consciousness after death, thus no hell. Therefore, Watchtower absolutely cannot concede the fact that this verse could mean hell, since according to them, such a place does not exist. The most important difference comes at the end of this verse, which the NWT renders as that he might give fullness to all things. The alt translates this as so that he should fill all things, and the kit and the NKJV are similar to the alt. The Greek word for fullness means to fulfill, make come true, make fully known. So the word can either be translated as fill or make full. However, what comes afterward is the deciding factor on how to translate it. The kit shows the next words literally as the all things. Although the article is not needed in English, it is helpful for translating the word for fullness. The most common usage for the case in which the article appears is as a direct object, and in translating direct objects, to is never used. In general, the case that does get a to refers to an indirect object. Paul uses the next word all to reinforce this idea, and the word thing is added in all versions so that there is a noun for which the adjective can modify. If Paul meant for the verb to refer to an indirect object, he would have used another case for both the article and adjective. The added word things is the direct object, and therefore to should not be used. So, why does the NWT use to, even though it is incorrect? Again, Watchtower is changing their holy book to fit their theology. In order for Jesus to fill all things, he needs to be omnipresent, which is an attribute of God, and Watchtower denies the deity of Christ. The concept of the Trinity is a whole other kettle of fish that I will discuss later, probably an entire series of its own. Well, friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, press the subscribe button, and if you want to know when I come out with new content, hit the bell next to the subscribe button. My Twitter, Discord, email, and PayPal links are in the description, along with the source page for this video. Also, please leave comments in the comment section. Not only do I love hearing from you, but it triggers the YouTube algorithm. Remember, friends, wash your hands and keep 6 feet apart. Keep learning and searching for truth. Here are a few videos from my library. If you have not watched them yet, go ahead and watch them and tell me what you think. Until next time, friends, goodbye.